dear dignitaries. Our topic is hate speech. I would like to start with a quote given by Vikram Seth in Two Lives. If we cannot eschew hatred, at least let us eschew group hatred. May we see that we could be born as each other. In an American landmark judgment, Justice Murphy defined hate speech as fighting words, those by whose utterance we inflict injury or tend to incite injury or breach of speech. Hate speech is a species of hate crime, which basically means a criminal manifestation of prejudice. They have to be distinguished from parallel crimes, which are similar in nature, but the difference lies in the motivation. We study in law a subject called mens rea, which is the mental state of the actor. This hate speech is basically a biased crime. Like hate speech are motivated on specific personal or group-based reasons. Etymologically, hate speech is designed to promote hatred on the basis of race, religion, ethnicity, or national origin. A tool for spreading racial superiority, incite violence, and reinforce the stereotypes prevalent in the society. It may be caused for racial reasons as well as political reasons and economic reasons. Group libel consists of making a speech or statement which creates a feeling of contempt, hatred, enmity, or ill will against an identifiable religious group. The subject of hate speech has gained enormous importance due to increased communal configurations caused by hate campaigns. Media has played a provocative role, yet a powerful role in curbing as well as inciting hate speech. We would like to present an international perspective on the hate speech. So we have dealt with various case laws from different countries. Starting with the history of the hate speech started with Hitler's anti-Semitic propaganda, which was published in 1930s. His minister was appointed, which was Paul Joseph Goebbels. He was the minister of propaganda. Newspapers were against the Jews. A newspaper known as Der Sommer described in great detail the sexual assault committed by the Jews. So what they wanted to do was to incite the population of Germany against the Jews. So here we see that newspapers and the media actually played a role, which was a catalyst to promoting hate propaganda. Then we move on to leading American cases. Skokie case is one of the most prominent cases in this regard. The issue was that there was an announcement made by National Socialist Party of America that a peaceful meeting would be held in the village of Skokie. Marchers were to wear uniforms similar to those worn by Nazis under Hitler propaganda. They had to wear swastik and they were to march with white free speech and free speech for white men. More than half of the village in this village of Skokie were Jews. Village officials filed suit for seeking restraint. Here what happened was the trial judge granted injunction in the favor of the plaintiff. National Socialist Party went in appeal. In the US Supreme Court, American Civil Liberties Union was granted the relief. But here it was held. Although the American Civil Liberties won the case, it was just a side victory. By that I mean 30,000 members left the organization, marches were cancelled, and 400 policemen were there to just support 25 Nazi demonstrators. In the rest of the cases, due to the paucity of the time, I'd like to move on to the Canada case, which was known as the Keystra case. In this, what happened was the Supreme Court upheld the criminal code ban on willful promotion of hatred under section 309 clause 2 of the Canada Criminal Code. 309 clause 2 says that everyone who by communicating statements other than in private conversation willfully promotes hatred against an identifiable group. In this, Professor Keystra was a teacher and he taught students to go against the Jews. He propagated Christianity. He said the Jews were sadistic insurgents, etc. Students who didn't consent to his ideologies were scored poorly. Finally, Keystra was dismissed. He said that 309 was against the freedom of speech, which was enshrined in the Charter. Justice Dixon described hate propaganda as emotional damage caused by words which may result in grave psychological consequences. The hostility, negative impact on a target group because her sense of human dignity is lost in that attack. Moving on, the Indian Penal Code describes hate speech. Article 153 talks about the same. My my other participant will deal with.
Continuing what she has said, we'll be dealing with the various sections of the IPC which talks about the hate speech. So coming, chapter 15 of IPC deals with certain offences against religion. These offences include injuring or defiling places of worship with intent to insult the religion of any class, and that too with deliberate and malicious intention is necessary. Moreover, such speeches, be it spoken or written, which causes an injury to the person and disturbing religious assembly, trespassing on burial places and uttering words, etc., with deliberate intent to outrageous religious feelings is termed under chapter 15 of IPC. Further, two more sections, that is 295A and 298, deals with further sections of IPC which intends to respect the religious susceptibility of a person of different religious persuasion and creeds. This section envisages the essential ingredients of the punishments, which provides that whoever with deliberate and malicious intentions of outraging the religious feeling of any class or citizens of India, or be it by words either spoken or written, or by visible representation, or otherwise insult or attempts to insult the religion or religious belief, shall be punished with imprisonment for a term that may extend to 3 years, or with a fine, or which consists both of it. Further, section 298 of IPC also prohibits uttering of any word with deliberate intent to wound religious feelings. The one main objective of this section is, on one hand, to allow all fair attitude of religious discussion, on other hand, to prevent the professors of any religion from offering under the pretext of such discussion. According to section 298, it relates to the oral words uttered in the presence of a person with the intention of hurting any religious feeling. Basically, when a person speaks something which hurts, like two persons are of different religion, and if one person disrespects other religious feeling, then it could be covered under section 298. Coming to the provisions of CRPC, section 144 of CRPC makes certain provisions regarding hate speech. Now, it finds a place in chapter 11, which is headed as temporary orders in urgent cases of nuisance or apprehended damage. This section confers power to the issue an order by magistrate when there is a sufficient ground for proceeding in immediate prevention, or when speedy remedy is desirable. Now, coming that in recent times, how hate speech has been reported. Now, the role of media, which has acted as a catalyst in propagating hate speech, it was come under the scrutiny in Gujarat, Godhra Royds in 2002. Now, press come in for some sharp criticism for its provocative reporting in an already incensed and communally charged atmosphere. Editors Guild report indexed sections of vernacular press, notably the Sandesh and Gujarat Samachar, for its depiction of grisly colors, photos of Godhra victims, and slanted reports which played a role in the violent aftermath of Godhra. Now, there were different headlines and local newspapers which propagated okay, there's a paucity of time. We have to discuss a lot more things, be it IPC, sections of CRPC, and the recent reporting of media. But still, I would like to say that I'd like to conclude that hate crime or communal speech attacks not only the victim physically, but also shatters the identity of an individual. Also, it does not affect only a particular person, but also the community at large. Then generally the attacks are intended at the groups which are marginal in number. Making any such act criminal protects the value of democracy. So we can't openly say that it is allowed. It is not a restriction on freedom of speech and expression, but it stands to the exception of that. And so making it criminal is a viable option, as it will protect democracy. Impact of hate crime reaches much beyond the immediate victim, as there is a widespread impact on the community. So I would like to say that such crimes must be strictly condemned, and so hate speech should be banned and should not be very much prevalent in the country. Thank you so much. Me and my partner Malika.
Thank you.
Thank you.